Hi Scorpio, welcome to your Harsh Truth reading for August 17th through September 16th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes out to Miss Mary. Much love and support to her. Hopefully you get a chance to stop by, check her out, and show her some love if you like what she has to say. This is intended to be a romantic love reading. However, it may resonate in other areas of your life, such as love, money, job, work, career, school, friends, family, all of that. All right, Scorpio. What is Scorpio's harsh truth? Scorpio's harsh truth. All right, harsh truth for Scorpio. All right, Four of Swords. Okay, taking a break, are we? All right. If you're not, you're thinking about it, or you're just in a down period. Like there's still the connection, but you're kind of starting to see things differently or think about things. Okay, King of Swords. It could be Gemini. For me, I read that as Gemini. Nine of Pentacles. King of Wands, Sagittarius. For me, that's Sagittarius. The Tower, there's Scorpio. Libra, Queen of Swords, Libra, so we're suited here. Nine of Cups. All right. So maybe this is about you kind of pulling back and finally feeling like, okay, I can breathe a little bit. I can exhale. Is it you feeling finally comfortable in a situation? What's this King of Swords about? What's this King of Swords about for Scorpio? What's this King of Swords about for Scorpio? Hanged Man's Pisces. What's this Nine of Pentacles? What's this Nine of Pentacles about? Or, whoopsie. Hi. There's that Knight of Pentacles for the Nine of Pentacles. What's this Nine of Pentacles here? The Lovers. Nice. Okay. What's this King of Wands about? This could be Gemini, Taurus, or Libra. What's this King of Wands about? This could be Taurus right here. Page of Wands. Okay. All right, so it looks like you have let go recently of a situation, or you've just told someone your plans to kind of back off. So it looks like you're thinking about some things, you're taking a break, you're removing yourself from a situation, and are they wanting you to wait for them? What's it? Because you feel like you don't have any efficacy in this situation, because while someone has this great potential and they're just very charismatic and they have your heart, or at least your attention and your passion and your desire, there's either kids in the way. I hate to say it like that, but there's something, there's either kids that it can only be at a certain level because someone really has to tend to certain matters in their life. It could be kids, it could be... or it's someone that wants to spread their attention very thin, so nobody gets the full benefit of them. This is someone that is in all places all the time. This could be a very dynamic, passionate relationship, but it is not stable. So because of that, it's almost like, okay, well, I guess this is, this is Scorpio saying this. I guess that now that I know the parameters, I'm going to either have to cut off my emotion and just engage solely on a passionate or lustful level, in a sexual or physical relationship, or I've got some thinking to do and some decisions to make, and that could be what this is about here, and I need to kind of pull back and decide what my next move is, because I realize that this is out of my hands and there's only so much I can do. How many times have we heard this, right? The thing is, I feel like they want this, but there's not. But at the same time, it feels like you're you're comfortable pulling back because there's been a shift, and I can't see it here, but I can feel it. It feels like, it doesn't look like things are changing. It feels like someone's going, yeah, but I really want it to be this way, but it feels like there's a shift coming. What's this Tower about? What's this Tower about? Three of Pentacles. All right, either you're wishing, three things. I got three things. Either you're wishing that you finally get it through your thick head, and I say that because that's a saying. I'm not calling anybody, you know, daft or thick, but that you're hoping for those epiphanies and that awareness and that realization that, okay, this is why I want to be by myself right now. This is why I'm more comfortable by myself. I actually feel like I'm better off by myself. There's that divorcing of emotion, instead of knowing that you should be by yourself, but then still really wanting that person or that something. And so you've got your heart broken and this and that. This is having enough of an epiphany or realization to where you don't have any emotion involved. You're just like, oh, I get it now. Oh, thank God I circumvented that pain, because I see very clearly now that, you know, I can be in firm control of this situation. It can be about me doing what I want, working on what I want, being very self-sufficient, and only engaging and interacting with everybody when I see fit to. Like, the choice is mine. I'm in control. So it could be that. It could be this is a breakup of a third-party situation, whereas you're hoping for, you know, the shenanigans to end, basically. But it could be a little bit of both, honestly. That you're kind of tired, so you're really hoping you can kind of circumvent the emotional upheaval that you might feel and just have these epiphanies and realizations that, like, you know what? I think I'm just going to take a breather. None of this is emotional here. And I feel like you're kind of done with that anyway. You're kind of just like, all right, well, whatever. You're kind of resigned. And yet there's this person that I think they want to make an offer. I think they want that, but for whatever reason, they're not. And I think I need to stop feeling sorry for them and actually see it for what it is. Because it's like, on the one hand, it's like, oh, they want it. But then it's like, well, God bless it. It's been 6 months now. What the heck's going on? And it's not that I read for the same set of Scorpios each time. But this stuff keeps showing up. So there's that. What's this Queen of Swords about? What's this Queen of Swords about? Nine of Pentacles again. What the heck's going on? What? I don't understand the connection between them. What? What's this Nine of Pentacles and Queen of Swords about? I don't get it. This Nine of Pentacles and Queen of Swords. Whoopsie. The World. So we got two kings. This is minor council. Then we got two nines. So two kings and two nines. Which is receipt, understanding. Boobies. We also have boobies. This has got me flummoxed here. This Queen of Swords and this Nine of Pentacles. It's just, I feel like they want this relationship, but I think, if I may be so bold, I feel like they want the other person to end it. Here's the thing. I feel like this is a relationship that there's a connection there, but until they make the necessary changes, it's not going to happen. And here's the thing that I haven't seen before, is the reason why they won't do it is because they're hoping the other person will do it. That's the thing. That's why they're not making a move. They're hoping the other person will end it. That's what it is. So they're being, for all intents and purposes, they're being passive about this. And one step further, you probably know why. I don't, but I do know that they won't make a move. They won't do anything to end it. So I don't know if that's how it played out last time, but for this reading, this set of Scorpios I'm reading, I could be reading for different Scorpios, whatever. But for the set of Scorpios that I'm reading for, this is somebody that will not, they do want to be unto themselves. They do want to be part of a relationship that is connected and committed and thriving, but they will not take the steps to end it. They are staying put where they're at because they either just achieved something or there's something about where they're at that it works for them on a functional level. It's, for all intents and purposes, it's very stable and it provides, but that's what the main focus, there's not an emotional connection with whatever they're doing. They're attached to something they're emotionally connected to, but they are provided for or it is meeting other needs. And I think that's why they're reluctant to make the change. They would rather the other person make the change. They would rather the other person do the breaking up. They would rather the other person say, well, I just feel like I'm better off by myself, or what, you know, it's easier to be blamed for something and find fault for something than you. This is somebody that doesn't want that. Wow. This is really somebody that just doesn't want to have to do the hard stuff. That's just uncomfortable with having to do the hard stuff. It could be that there's kids involved and that's going to rock the boat and make things really weird and strange. I get it. Complicated where it doesn't need to be, right? If someone could just stick it out, right? But it also speaks to someone would rather be miserable than to kind of upset the apple cart and go after where they feel they belong. What's this? Now shut my mouth, it could be wrong. Hold on a minute. What's this Nine of Cups about for Scorpio? So is it a return to going back to enjoying each other in the moment? I don't know. I think I mean, this right here is like, I don't know. I feel like you're just like, okay, this time is it. I really mean it. I just got to cut things off out of self-preservation. You know, I'm really wanting to see things clearly and be much more self-sufficient or much more in control. I just want things to kind of end, and I want to be by myself, do what I need to do, be self-sufficient. Could be also hoping for a breakup of a third-party situation. What's this Nine of Cups for Scorpio? This Nine of Cups. Hermit, that could be Virgo. This Nine of Cups for Scorpio. The Devil. So we got the Hermit and the Devil. I feel like this is this person telling you that they're about done, that they've been thinking a lot about things, and, you know, give me the benefit of the doubt. Let me have some time here, and this is about you staying in this situation. Because for the time being, the connection, when you two are able to be together, it's great. It's very fulfilling. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. It's something that you two feel very, when you're together. In that moment in time, it's great. But then you leave and you both feel like crap. And this is someone, it's on their mind. They've been doing a lot of thinking about it. But that only goes so far. Because, you know, we got the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Hermit here, which is a 9. That's like being very close to the end of processing something. But it doesn't happen by itself. At some point, there has to be action behind intent. Otherwise, it's just wishful thinking. It's a dream. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I feel like you both get it. But because of the connection and the way it makes you feel, both of you still return, and both of you still are staying in the same situation. Because there's this really dynamic, passionate connection. And even though it can't be for longevity, and while you might be getting some perspective, there's something about this person and this situation that is just really attractive to you that keeps you returning. I would like this better for you, Scorpio, if they were able to finally make the decision to do it, but they're waiting for their person, or they're waiting for whatever else they're involved in, job, person, whatever it is, they're waiting for that to cut them loose. And maybe that's strategic on their part, because it works out better if there's kids or money involved or whatnot. For whatever their situation is, it works out more in their favor if they are dumped rather than the dumpee. Or I mean, if they're the dumpee rather than the dumper, but I still don't like it for you. Just saying. I didn't do this yet, did I? Okay. All right, what else for Scorpio? What else for Scorpio? What else for Scorpio? Let's drag everything over. What else for Scorpio? Five of Wands. Okay, so that is all about someone. We got the King of Wands. Oh, hello. The King of Wands and the Five of Wands here. Okay, so I'm not telling you anything new, because this is something that's not going to change unless somebody gets vertical and assertive on something, and there's going to be drama. There's no way around it. There's going to be drama. So for whatever change is supposed to happen, your person or you is going to have to be an initiator. This is very passive, in the sense that it's like, all right, I see things clearly. Let me pull back now, and because I'm not willing to make the transition. I'm not willing to go along with this anymore. I see that, there's a sacrifice that needs to be made that is not being made. It's out of my hands. I can't do anymore. And, you're overall taking the time to think about this, right? So this right here could be very passive, but this is about someone needing to go forward with confidence and conviction, about needing to go after what they want, basically. And it could be for you too, it feels like it's for your person, honestly, but it could be for you too, as far as needing to make some changes in your life, needing to address some things, needing to speak up. And it looks like you're willing to do that here, but instead of saying what needs to be said, really, let's define that. What needs to be said? What can you honestly do, really? But instead of, having it out, it's probably this awareness and realization that you're like, what really can I do? What can I do? Honestly. And maybe that's the epiphany, is realizing that, no matter what I do, the situation isn't going to change. Because whatever connection we have, the other one is stronger, because they're willing to let the connection with me be intermittent and situational. We got the Nine of Cups here, but then we got the Nine of Pentacles here. We got the Nine of Pentacles here. We got the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, they're getting their needs met with the other person or with the other situation. Maybe this is a job that they're like, no matter how abused they are, they stay because the stability and money and longevity is good. Which leaves you, maybe they're thinking about leaving this situation, but they're still there. What else for Scorpio? This right here feels like you're getting tired of it. This right here feels like you're getting tired of it. But we got the Devil here, which is you two both returning, because when you're together with what else for Scorpio? Crikey. Okay, I guess I gotta do that one. Just leave it stand where it was. Five Swords. All right. That's for Scorpio. Two of Cups, Seven of Wands reversed, and the Five of Cups. So interesting. This is that connected, committed, unified partnership that is, it's almost like it's just becoming too overwhelming and you're wanting to take a break. We got Seven of Wands here, giving up, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you don't want to fight for something anymore, or losing your conviction for something and starting to, oh, wow. Two Cups, Seven of Swords reverse, Five of Swords. So we got this connection, this love there, this great dynamic connection, right? But you're starting to lose either your interest or your conviction or strength for it. There's starting to be, pardon me, getting some water. Feeling like you're overwhelmed, and is this worth it? wanting to just kind of withdraw because feeling overwhelmed, feeling like I don't want to be forced into making decisions anymore. I'm getting close to giving up, and it's starting to cause conflict and just kind of like this defensiveness and edginess. And because of that, here we have the swords right here, feeling like you need to make some executive decisions. We got the King of Swords and the Five of Swords. Coming to grips with the situation as it is, seeing it for what it is, making some necessary, what could be viewed as cutthroat or heartless, cold decisions. Cutting things out of your life that are necessary, that are baggage, that are holding you back, that sort of thing. There it is. All right, Scorpio. I know you've been dealing with some things, if I'm not reading for the same group of Scorpios, if you're just showing up, but this is all well and good, but then we have this devil here, and it's like, oh, that can be so powerful and keep bringing you back into the fold, you know? That's just, there's just that some kind of something. All right. I wish you luck. I wish you clarity and peace with this. I hope to see you in the next reading. I thank you for stopping by. Take care.